Well, guys, here we are. Week 18. God, it's so weird. Week 18, and it's still a regular season. But like I said, week 18, last week of the regular season. After this week, it's on to off-season mode. Getting ready to talk free agency and all that other stuff. And of course, when it comes to the Browns, I'm going to be pumping out videos left and right. Whether it's free agent targets and, of course, the draft. I'll be doing a couple of that stuff as well. I'll be doing some draft videos, about prospects who I would love to have on the Browns. Of course, you already know one of them. But this is going to be interesting, I'm interested to see what we do. I'm very intrigued. A lot of decisions need to be made. Now, let's take a brief look real quick. Week 18. God, it's so weird, man. Week 18? What's going on, Bear and Mason? It's popping. I'm going to try and keep this relatively short. Granted, because half the games don't matter. I'm not going to get too in-depth with those. I'm pretty sure someone on Twitter posted scenarios. I think it was Schefter, I thought. It was Schefter. Let's go. So, Adam Schefter is the GOAT because he posted playoff clinching scenarios for Week 18 earlier. So, we're going to get into those later. But Adam Schefter, low-key the GOAT for that. So, yeah. It'll be, like I said, that's one of the big decisions that the front office has to make. Because if they keep him around, he has to go crazy next year. None of this mid stuff. He has to go absolutely ballistic. Because I tell you one thing, if they keep Baker, you better get him some of the best receivers that you can get. This receiving core was very mid. DPJ was good, couldn't get separation. If you go out and get Garrett Wilson, and then maybe you draft another receiver, and, tell Kevin Stefanski to not be dumb when it comes to play calling, utilize that running back that we have, Now, I think the big thing will be, move my camera down a little bit. There we go. Yes, sir. Hopefully, we don't have too bad of injury luck next year. What's up, Jacob? But that's what really hurt us this year. Injuries and illness. We win that Raider game if we were fully healthy. Yeah, on defense especially. Tomlin pissed you off? Really? I'm always going to say this. That game last night was a derp off between us and the Steelers. The thing is, though, the Steelers didn't really take a lot of risks. If you noticed, I know Jacob was there, so obviously he noticed. They never took risks. They rarely threw the ball down the field. They're like, I'm just going to dink and dunk all day, take what they gave me, and I'm just going to let this defense eat because Baker's a bum, and he's going to make mistakes, and we're going to capitalize. And then Najee Harris was just eating. That's what they did. Played safe. Just like we did against the Raiders with Nick Mullins. But, yeah, man, this is going to be a weird week. There could actually be some legit chaos, and honestly, I'm all the way here for chaos. I love chaos. I don't know how much chaos we're going to see week ever. But anyways, we're going to get in on this. We're already freaking 5 minutes in. I know, we tried to anyways. We ran the ball just with the wrong dude. But, yeah, let's get on with these picks. I'm already 5 minutes in. Haven't even made one pick yet. So, of course, these picks are for the Stephen Rose and Steel Maiden tournaments. I haven't even really checked to see if I'm still in those things, but it doesn't really matter. I'm still going to make my picks. So, with that being said, we got 2 games on Saturday, and then the rest of them on Sunday. No Monday night game. So, yeah, our game was the last one. And, of course, what a stinker it was. Yikes. Oh, dang, the Kings coach is fuming about something. Damn. He is fuming about something. Not really watching this game, but sheesh, Alvin Gentry, cool down, bro. Gentry needs to chill. Damn. So, first game of the weekend, we have the 11-5 Kansas City Chiefs facing the 7-9 Denver Broncos in Denver. And they actually have something to play for. The AFC West is, believe it or not, still up for grabs. The Chiefs can clinch the AFC number 1 seed, only first round bye and home field advantage with a win and a Tennessee loss or tie, or a tie and a Tennessee loss. So they win, they have a good chance. Wish they would have won last week, but no, here we are. So Kansas City, they're facing Denver. I don't think Denver's going to really do anything here. I'm going to roll with Kansas City. Pretty easy. And calling this game will be Chris Fowler. Ooh, Chris Fowler and Kirk Herbstreit. Recurrence. Those two calling an NFL game. Of course, they called an NFL game week 1, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did. That's nice. ESPN and ABC. Chris Fowler, man. You know, Chris Fowler's actually pretty good at the broadcasting thing. Kirk Herbstreit isn't too bad when he's not, slobbering over a certain team. I'm sure they're going to be loving over Kansas City, though. But, yeah, I'm going to roll with Kansas City on this one. And a quick peek at Bovada for anyone who, is a betting person. Because people like to, of course, do like live bets and stuff. Kansas City is favored by 10. So, yeah, I would take that all day long. I would take that for sure. I think this game could easily be over 10-point lead, 10-point win for the Chiefs. But, yeah, I got Kansas City winning. They're still fighting for something. They ain't going to come out here and slack off. They're trying to get that number 1 seed, man. But like I said, they need Tennessee to lose. And that's going to be fun to watch. They're going to be scoreboard watching. They're not going to be scoreboard watching because they play the night before. So they'll be able to just chill in their houses or whatever and just watch Tennessee, who plays on Sunday at 1 against the Houston Texans. So most likely they're going to be rooting heavy for Davis Mills, for General Mills, and the Fun Bunch over there in Houston. But I'm going to go Kansas City over Denver at 4:30 p.m. Then 11-5 Cowboys in Philly to face the 9-7 Eagles. And of course, in the NFC side, there's still a lot to play for. I believe Dallas, of course, Dallas clinched the division. Anything else we got? Oh, here's the NFC side. I don't think there's anything else for the NFC. Yeah, there's nothing else for the NFC East. And the Eagles, believe it or not, guys, I believe clinched a playoff spot. Let me see how many playoff spots are still available in the NFC. Not too many. I'm pretty sure there's not too many playoff spots available. Spots are starting to become limited in the NFC and AFC. AFC already had 3 teams clinch their divisions. So, of course, I think it's the East that still needs to be clinched. But Eagles and Cowboys, I think this will be a good game. I mean, the Eagles have really come on strong, and they've really impressed me because they were looking like they didn't belong in the playoffs. A few weeks ago, they looked like they were done for, and they're 9-7. They could actually be 10-7 after this week, but they're facing Dallas. Dallas is just on a mission right now. They're not trying to go into the playoffs on a friggin' 2-game losing streak. I think the Cowboys take care of business against the Eagles and they win this game. With that one, I'm going to go with the Dallas Cowboys. Them boys in this one. And I think it'll be a good game. I think Dallas will have a little bit of I think Philly will fight hard as they usually do. It's a rivalry game after all, divisional rivalry game. So, Philly's going to fight tooth and nail trying to take this dub. But I'm going to go Dallas. Betting line for this game is 7 points favoring Dallas. And calling this one will be the usual Monday night crew, being as they don't have a Monday night game. Steve Levy, Brian Greasy, and Louis Riddick. This might be Louis Riddick's final game in the booth, I think. Because if you ask me, I think he's going to have a GM job. Maybe with a certain team in New York who is rivals with those two teams. Imagine that. But we'll see what the Giants do with Gettleman. I think Gettleman's gone. Now, as for Judge, we'll see. Now, moving on, we got the Sunday games, 1 o'clock. These games don't really matter for the most part, so not going to spend a lot of time on these. Packers and Lions in Detroit. This is pretty easy. Give me the Packers over the Lions. Packers, I believe, is their betting line even in here? According to Bovada. I don't even think it is. It's not. That's tough. It isn't even in here. Does it really matter? No, it doesn't matter at all, actually. If I could see the playoff spots that were clinched, but of course. So I'm not even going to bother. But anyways, let's use ESPN. Let's see what they're saying about this Packer game. I'm going to predict the line is probably well over double digits, and it's an 11. What? It's a 2.5 point spread for the Packers? Aaron Rodgers and they must not be playing. You mean to tell me it's going to be over 2.5? It's not 12. There's no 1 in there. Damn, really? Wow. Okay. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to go Packers over the friggin' Lions. The Lions, they suck. They're done. They have a nice future, but they're done this year. It's over. Give me the Packers. Yeah, pretty easy there. Calling this game on Fox will be Kevin Burkhardt and Greg Olsen. Cool. Moving on to the next game. It will be the Indianapolis Colts and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Colts are 9-7. Jags are 2-14. Of course, Jacob Fredericks, if you're still in the chat. The Steelers are going to be rooting hard for the Colts this week because the Steelers, I'll get to them later, but yeah, the Colts, they clinch a playoff berth with a win or tie. So just win and you're in, which they haven't won in Jacksonville since 2014. I cannot believe I saw that stat earlier today. They also can clinch with a loss and a Baltimore-Pittsburgh tie, or a loss and a Pittsburgh loss and a Miami win. So if Colts, yeah, I guess that doesn't really matter as long as the Chargers lost. What did I say? Colts lost, Baltimore Pitt tie. All Indy has to do is win, which they should. Like the Jaguars are mentally out the door; they're done. Yeah, give me the Colts all day on this one. Betting line, according to Bovada, is 16 points favoring the Colts. I think this is the year they finally win in Jacksonville. God, it's really been since 2014. Damn. All those bad Jaguars teams, and yet the Colts haven't won there since 2014. That's insane. I mean, of course, last year their only win came. The Jaguars' only win came in Jacksonville against Indianapolis. That's just tough. That's on the level of what we're like in freaking Baltimore, or what we are like in Baltimore. God, haven't won there since 2014. My, that's insane. That is insane. Whew, wow, they don't win this game. My God. I know Jacob going to be jumping for joy. He's going to be rooting hard. I mean, like I said, he's rooting hard for the Colts this week. Right? No. Jags? Yeah, he needs the Colts to win, right? Yeah. I don't know. I have to read that. I'm pretty sure, yeah. But yeah, Colts are going to probably – I have the Colts winning. I watch them lose. Yeah, I'm not going to go Jaguars. Jaguars suck. Give me the Colts. Next, we got the 6-10 Washington football team. By the way, good news, Washington fans. If you haven't seen it, 1 month from today, you guys would have a new name and new logo and everything. So you're less than a month away from having a new identity. Yep. So we'll see what happens there. That'll be, I'm sure, be refreshing. New identity. You know, it'll be interesting to see what they choose. I heard there's some pretty good names out there, as long as they don't choose a stupid one, which I guess the ones that they have picked up, the ones that they have to choose from aren't stupid, but we'll see which one they choose. And they're facing the 4-12 Giants, who have been dead in the water for weeks now. As it's funny, when you look at their schedule, you could just tell that they're just done. They've been mentally dead in the water for a while. I mean, 7. Not bad. Maybe they can end the season on a high note. You lose 20-9 to the Dolphins, 37-21 to the Chargers, 21-6 to the Cowboys. You know, damn. 34-10 to the Eagles, and then 29-3 to Andy Dalton. What the heck? 29-3. The Bears. And you know what's hilarious with that? You know what makes me laugh? Mike Glennon, former Bears quarterback, mind you, first 2 possessions, 2 turnovers. This dude could barely complete a pass. Get this. You thought Justin Fields, you know what? Let's do a little comparison. Remember back, what was it, week 3 when we played the Bears? Yeah, 9.5 sacks and all that great stuff. They had what, -1 net yard the entire game. I think the Giants might have won up that performance, minus all the sacks, because I don't think the Bears sacked them 9.5 times. Only 4 times. But still, like, that's embarrassing. Yeah, 26-6 over the Bears. The Bears. We smacked the Bears, and the Bears did to the Giants what we did to them. But, like, in that game, Justin Fields, 6 of 20. 6 passes. Justin only completed 6 passes for 68 yards, 1 net yard because of 67 sack yards. Mike Glennon, on the other hand, -10 net yards. Four sacks for 34 yards. In comparison, we sacked Justin Fields 9 times for 67. Fields had a QBR of 8.6 and a rating of 41.3. Glennon had a literal 0.0 QBR and a 5.3 rating. Mike Glennon literally outdid Justin Fields' performance in that game. And you know Bears fans were enjoying every second of that because Mike Glennon was a former quarterback of theirs, and they didn't want him. They paid him a lot of money, and he sucked. And what do you know? He sucked there. This dude only threw the ball 11 times, 4 completions. I think he threw more completions to the other team than he did to his own team. 2 interceptions. Oh, man, dude, that's tough. Hate to see that for the Giants, man. They need to get their act together. You know, they're starting to do what we did. Look like absolute stupid, like absolute just idiocy. looking like a bunch of just scrubs. People will say, "Oh, you're the new Browns." No, they're not the new Browns. They're the Giants. You'd have to be really bad to be as bad as we are, and they're trying to stoop to our level. The only thing that they would do to be able to surpass that is going 0-17. I don't think they will, as long as they, don't do what we did. If you really want to be like us, hire Sashi Brown to be your next GM. Then you're trying to be the new Browns. But no, as long as they make a good choice there, they should be fine. But the Bears just are destroying Mike Glennon. They took out their anger on him. And now they get to face off against the football team. Betting line in this game is 6.5 for the football team. And calling this game will be Chris Myers and Daryl Johnston. Cool. Yay. Nobody gives a crap. Indy and Jaguars, by the way, will be called by, because I don't think I talked about this game. Indy Jacksonville will have Greg Gumbel and Adam Archuleta. Cool. But yeah, give me the Washington football team. So with this loss, that would mean the Giants would finish the season. I mean, they didn't really have that promising of a start, but at least they had somewhat of a. I mean, they would end their season with a nice, hearty 6-game losing streak. Sheesh, man. Like, it's still crazy that they beat the Eagles by 6. They beat the Raiders by 7. They smacked the crap out of the Panthers, and they barely beat the Eagles. I mean, the Saints. Wow. That's insane. That is insane. Wow, that's an abomination. They're really trying to one up the Browns and the Lions, I feel like, in terms of ineptitude. Especially when you got a neighbor that shares a stadium with you who's almost as bad, but they got a nice future going, it looks like. Because, Salah's actually a pretty good coach, and Joe Douglas, I think, knows what he's doing. They should learn something from their neighbor, from their roommate. But yeah, I'm going to go Washington. Speaking of the Bears, they are going to Minnesota to face the 7-9 Vikings. And the betting line for this game is 2.5 for Minnesota. And I don't think there's really any implications. Both teams are eliminated. Doesn't really matter. Who gives a crap? I'm going to go with the Bears to wrap up their season with a nice W. Give their fans a little bit of hope. 8 wins, or 7 wins. And then Nagy's probably going to get canned. I know it's fury, and Bears fans everywhere are going to have their eyes glued to their phone the moment that game ends. And every Schefter tweet that is sent out, they're going to get a little, and then it's going to be like something stupid. And they're like, darn. And I can tell you one thing, when they see Nagy fired, oh boy, they're going to be throwing a party in Chicago. They're going to be partying. As long as McCaskey and them don't ruin it, don't completely botch yet another hiring, they could be good next year. They have a nice team. I like Justin Fields. I want him to succeed. But the Vikings, it's whatever with them. They're more or less like mediocre type, of course. No surprise. But yeah, I'm gonna go Bears to beat the Vikings. And calling this one will actually be Gus Johnson and Aqib Talib. Ooh, Gus Johnson calling a Justin Fields game. I remember when he called all those Ohio State games, and he would just go nuts whenever Justin Fields did something amazing. That'd be awesome. But yeah, it was good to see Gus calling NFL games again. Hopefully he does it again next year. But I'm going to go Bears. Give me the Bears to pull it off. As they're 2.5-point dogs, but give me the Bears on the road. Something tells me they could do it. At least try to end the season on a positive note. But then if they lose, maybe that helps them with the chances of firing Nagy. Because I feel like if they win, they keep him, and then Bears fans would be pissed. But who knows? Maybe they've already had his decision made up regardless. But I'm going to go Bears over Vikings. All right. And then moving on, we got the 11-5 Titans and the 4-12 Texans. I don't think there's any ramifications for these two teams. No, there is no ramifications. The division, I think, is already clinched by the Titans. So they're in. Oh, no, here there is something here. Okay. Tennessee can clinch the AFC number 1 seed, only first-round bye and home field advantage with a win. So just win. In the words of Al Davis, just win, baby. Tennessee, a tie, a Kansas City loss or tie. So the tricky thing to do, not going to happen. Or a Kansas City loss, a Cincinnati loss or tie, and a New England loss or tie. Or a Kansas City loss, Cincinnati loss or tie, or a Buffalo win. So Tennessee, just win. That's all you got to do. Win. 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 And I believe Derrick Henry's coming back too, so he may be back for the playoffs. Oh, Henry. Oh, God. Oh, man. But they're facing the Texans. Give me the Titans. Easy. Another easy one for me. Not too hard. Titans are 10.5-point favorites. As long as they don't derp around, they should beat the Texans handily. Give me the Titans to win this one. And then calling this game will be Andrew Catalan and James Lofton. Cool. So moving on, we got 8-7-1 Steelers, 8-8 Ravens in Baltimore. We'll see if Lamar plays. If not, then that means the Browns pretty much broke Lamar Jackson to the point where we ended the Ravens season officially, because they've lost, I think, every game since we played them. Yeah. That's tough, man. I mean, that sucks, but, Lamar, just an unlucky fall, tumble after nearly getting sacked by JOK. They beat us. They should have lost 8 in a row. Taped against the Bears because they're the Bears. And we derped super hard in that first meeting. So we should have beaten them there. Honestly, they should have lost 9 in a row. They should have lost to the Vikings too. No, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They should have lost 10 in a row. Oh my God. They should have lost 10 in a row. But of course, like I've mentioned, they had some sort of voodoo magic that apparently wore off, because they have been one of the unluckiest teams in the NFL now. How many times have they lost by a single point or two? 3 times? 4 times? They literally lost by a 3 points or less 3 straight weeks. And all 3 were literally because of a failed 2-point conversion. And then what do you know? They lose, they get smacked by the Bengals, and then the Rams, ironically, they failed a 2-point conversion, but they won. Because Von Miller is that dude, and he got a huge sack that essentially ruined their chances of a comeback. They were trying to get in range for Tucker, but they couldn't do it. Tucker's a god, but he ain't hitting from 80-plus yards. Hell no. Unless you have, Air Force winds going towards the freaking post. But knowing Tucker, he would do it. He would find some way to hit it. But yeah, they're facing the Steelers, and believe it or not, if Jacob's still watching, the Steelers do have a way of getting into the playoffs. There's only one thing they can do. They win, and Indy lost, so they need Jacksonville to win, which that could happen. I said Indy win. No, they need a Jacksonville win, which, like I said, Jacksonville has not lost to Indy in Jacksonville since 2014. And they need Vegas and Chargers to not end in a tie. So essentially, they just have to not tie. Doesn't matter the result as long as they don't tie. And I know Steeler fans are going to be, if they beat the Ravens, which I think they probably will, especially in Ben's last game as a professional football player, at least for right now. Knowing them, the Steelers are going to institute their own voodoo magic, and they're going to somehow slip into the playoffs only to get stomped in the first round. And then going to be like, oh, well, at least we made it. We weren't going to do shit in the beginning, but hey, at least we made it. Because let's be real, if they make the playoffs, they probably won't go far. Unless the voodoo magic is just that strong. Dang. But they have a chance. But they've been derping super hard, so who knows what's going to happen. But that's all they need. A win, an Indy loss, and a Vegas Chargers game to not end in a tie. That's it. That's all you can do if you're the Steelers. Sounds easy enough, right? I guess. But yeah, they're facing the Ravens. Ravens are trying not to go under 500. And we'll see if Lamar plays. He's been limping around a little bit. But, yeah, I don't see the Steelers going out, with a loss. I got them winning, going 7-1. And they send out Ben. Not a bad send-off. And then, of course, they'll be glued to their televisions as they will most likely be catching the end of Jags and Colts. And then they'll be waiting eagerly for when the Raiders and Chargers play. So, yeah, I'm going to go Steelers. I can't believe I'm saying that, but I'm going to go Steelers. The Ravens just do not have it right now. The defense is a bunch of people from Ravens Twitter, and they ain't got nothing to keep up with Claypool and them. And I think Najee Harris is going to eat them alive. So, yeah, give me the Steelers. Next, we got the 10-6 Bungles facing the 7-9 Browns. By the way, I don't think I looked at the betting lines for these games. Titans, of course, 10.5-point favorites. Easy bet there. Ravens are 5.5-point favorites. Wow, despite the fact they're missing a lot of people. I got the Steelers still winning. And the Browns game, I don't even think is in here. It's not. Because Baker's not playing. And they're not going to, have people betting on a game where Baker's not even playing. But the Bengals are 3-point favorites. Like I said, it doesn't really matter. It's damn near a 50% chance to win for the Browns, too. But maybe with Keenum, maybe our offense doesn't look so. Burrow and them are playing, which I think they probably will. Because, like I said in my preview, they're trying to get back at us for what we did in Cincinnati. But I'm going to go Browns to end our season with a dub, and we're going to go 8-9. We're probably going to pick in the mid-teens, and maybe we can get Garrett Wilson. At worst, we get Jamison Williams, and we have a deep threat for the next 5+ years for whatever quarterback we have. I mean, just think about this, all right? Let's say Baker goes bye-bye, and we get Deshaun Watson. That means you're going to give Deshaun Watson, or whatever quarterback we have, an absolute speed demon at receiver in JMO, or you can give him a finesse king in Garrett Wilson, who can get open at ease. The dude is he's so smooth with his moves and everything. Every time I watched him at Ohio State, the dude was always open. He's like 7'11". God, it's crazy. But man, dude, that would be fun. But we'll see what the Browns do. I'll have a video about that later on. I think the Browns do just enough to win this game. Browns ain't going to lose to the Bengals. I just don't see it. The team's going to try and go out there in front of the fans and show that they're not sucking, that they're not trash, that they actually care for the most part. Maybe the offense actually has a pulse. We'll see. I mean, with Keenum, the offense is already half dead, I can imagine the offense is going to be barely living. But the defense has been balling out. I could see the defense eating Burrow alive if he plays, especially if it's Clowney and Garrett and Jackson and them. You know that defensive front's going to eat him alive. Look what they did to him last time we played. I think we had 5 sacks. I think Garrett's going to try to eat him alive. He's going to leave him with a little parting gift. I'm gonna whoop your ass real quick before you head into the playoffs. I'm going to soften you up for whatever pass rushers have to face you in the first round, whether it's Judon and the Patriots or Defoe and the Colts, or I was going to say Bud Dupree and the Titans, but dude got in trouble, of course. Who else is even out there in the AFC? Chris Jones and the Chiefs, maybe. That could happen. Frank Clark. He's going to soften Burrow up, and he's going to be like, don't worry, whoever faces the Bengals, I softened him up for you. Left him with a little parting gift. Little 6-sack performance by Myles Garrett out of nowhere. That'd be nuts. But, I think the Browns win. I think we win by about a touchdown or so. Yeah, I can see that, yeah. We'll see, but we'll see if Burrow and them even play. If Burrow and them don't play, Browns all day. But we'll see what happens. But give me the Browns. We're not losing to no damn Bungles. Are you kidding me? Hell no. They've only beaten us once, since Burrow showed up. And it's going to stay that way. Or since Baker showed up for show. But, since Baker showed up, they've only beaten us once. And then we swept them with Burrow last year. Tough. But, I'm going to go Browns. Calling this game will be Kenny Albert and Jonathan Vilma. Ooh, okay. I like Kenny Albert. He's a pretty good commentator. Jonathan Vilma, better, but I like Kenny Albert. And then, give me the Browns. Duh. Next, we got the 425 slate, which these are all games that mean something in the playoff picture. Starting with the NFC West, and 9-7 Niners, and the 12-4 Rams. What's at stake for these two teams? It's simple. NFC West. As the Rams can clinch the West with a win or tie, or a Arizona loss or tie. So essentially, you win, you're good to go, Rams. The Niners clinches the playoff berth with a win or tie, or a New Orleans loss or tie. So they're going to be scoreboard watching the Saints during their game, as the Saints play at the same time. The reason why they do this is so, teams that, if you clinch, you're not resting players and stuff. Although you're going to be doing a lot of scoreboard watching. Sure. But, when it comes down to it, I think this will be a tough game. Very close. Betting line for this game is 4 points favoring the Rams. Of course, we all know that the Niners have notoriously owned the Rams. I'm going to go with the Niners. I mean, until the Rams can beat them, I have no reason to believe they'll lose to the Niners. They'll lose to the Rams. So I'm going to go with the Niners to pull it off on the road. So, they'll go to 9-7 or 10-7. Rams will fall to 12-5. And then calling this game will be Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. So that's the game of the week on the Fox late slate. Next, we got the 5-11 Panthers and the 12-4 Buccaneers. For Tampa Bay, do they even have anything at stake? No. I don't think so. No. The Bucs clinched the NFC South, so they're already good. They're good to go. All right. And then, of course, the other team, their opponent, the friggin' Panthers, they're done. Remember, they went 2-11 after that 3-0 start. Tough. I'm going to go Bucs all day. Give me the Bucs. Bucs are favored by 8. And calling this game will be, if I can find it. We're looking Tampa and Carolina. Jim Nantz and Tony Romo on CBS. Of course, they're going to be calling the game. Of course they are. They're going to be all over Tom Brady, loving him up, bro, for real, like old times. But yeah, give me the Buccaneers over the Panthers. Panthers fans are already looking forward to next year. At least you had a good start to the season, though. Had everyone thinking that Sam Darnold was that dude. Now look. All right, next we got the 6-10 Seahawks and the 11-5 Cardinals in Arizona. And betting lines for this game. Arizona can clinch the NFC West with the win and the Rams loss. Betting line for this game, for any bettors out there, is 7 points favoring the Cardinals. And calling this game will be Adam Amin and Mark Schlereth. Now, in my honest opinion, I think this would be a really close game. Russell Wilson possibly playing in his final game in Seattle or with the Seahawks. And I think he's going to try and go out with a win, but Seattle sucks. Give me the Arizona Cardinals to finish off the regular season and get ready for the postseason with another huge W. And with that, as long as the Rams lose, which I say they will, the Cardinals will officially clinch the NFC West. So give me the Cards. And, of course, they're the 7-point favorite for the Cardinals, by the way. Next, we got the 10-6 Patriots and this 8-8 Dolphins. Dolphins were on like a 7-game win streak, and then pop, their bubble burst, and they're done. So Patriots, on the other hand, they're still fighting for that division. They can clinch the AFC's number 1 seed, only first-round bye, and a home field advantage with a win, a Buffalo loss or tie, a Kansas City loss, and a Tennessee loss. So essentially, you win and the other 3 lose, you're good. You're number 1 seed out of nowhere because, of course, they are. They can clinch the East with a win and a Buffalo loss or tie, or a tie and a Buffalo loss. So essentially, you win, Buffalo loses, you get the division. Enough said there. The betting line is 7 for the Patriots. And, of course, the Patriots have had trouble beating the Dolphins in Miami historically as of late. But I think they go and do it. Give me the Patriots to pull it off on the road. And calling this lovely game will be Spiro Ditas and Jay Feely. Moving on, we got Saints and Falcons, 8-8 Saints, 7-9 Falcons. Saints in their first season post Drew Brees. Of course, they lost Jameis Winston around Halloween. And they've been through so many quarterbacks. Trevor Siemian played. Ian Book played a little. Taysom Hill. They could still finish over 500. That's crazy. Falcons, another mediocre season for them. Betting line on this game is, if I can find it, here it is, 4.5 for the Saints. And then calling this game will be Kevin Kugler and Mark Sanchez. Okay, cool. And I'm going to go Saints. Give me New Orleans to finish out their season with a W, and then they'll be, evaluating the QB position in the draft this offseason, and we'll see what they do. But yeah, give me the Saints to pull off the dub. I don't think there's anything that involves them possibly getting in the playoffs, right? Oh yeah, there is. Oh dang, that's right. They do have a chance at a playoff berth with a win and a San Fran loss. Oh dang, that's right. That's crazy. With all the crap they've been going through, they could still make the playoffs. That's insane. So, they'll be rooting hard for the Rams. I can imagine their players and their fans, they're probably going to have the game playing. They're going to at least have the scoreboard on. They're going to have the score on their scoreboard so everyone can pay attention to that because they play at the same time. And every time the Rams score, I could just imagine the Superdome. No, I'm sorry, that's in Mercedes. So never mind. Screw all that. It's in Mercedes because I almost forgot. The Superdome's not Mercedes-Benz anymore. It's Caesars. But yeah, you know their fans are going to be paying a lot of attention to that Rams game. And the Saints fans in attendance are probably going to go nuts every time the Rams score. But I'm still going to go Saints. But, of course, I don't think they'll make it because I have the Niners winning. Yeah. So that's tough. Oh, well, I know how that feels, you know. But, yeah, I got the Saints winning. They're 4.5-point favorites. And then calling this game is Kugler and Sanchez. Yeah, give me the Saints. Next, we got the 10-6 Bills and the 4-12 Jets. The final 425 game of the regular season. And, of course, there is something at stake for the Buffalo Bills as they win. Right? Yeah, here we go. They can clinch the AFC East with a win straight up or a New England loss or a tie and the New England tie. So they just win, and they got it. Yep, that's all they got to do is win. All you got to do is win, win, win. And by the way, the Bengals actually have a stipulation too. Bengals can clinch the AFC's number 1 seed and stuff with a win, a Tennessee loss, a Kansas City loss, and tie, or a win, a Tennessee loss, and a Kansas City loss, and a Buffalo win. Sick all year. A win, a Chargers loss, and an Indy loss, and a Miami loss, a tie. So they really just got to do is win. And then just hope and pray that the Chargers and Colts lose and Miami loses or ties. So Miami loses and the other 2 lose, they're in. And they win. And they win and they're in. But we'll see what happens there. But, yeah, Buffalo, all you got to do is win. And I have them beating the Jets. Betting line is 17 for the Bills. And then calling this lovely contest on CBS will be Kevin Harlan and Trent Green. By the way, Andy Eagle and Charles Davis is doing Pittsburgh-Baltimore. FYI. And then, yeah, give me the Bills all day. The final game of the night, and probably one of the biggest games, Chargers and Raiders, both are 9-7, and there's not really a stipulation involving them. But, oh yeah, there is. It was a pretty big one, actually. Raiders make the playoffs with a win. So, yeah, in the words of Al Davis, just win, baby. They win, a tie, or a win or a tie and an Indy loss, or a loss by Indy and a Pittsburgh loss or tie. So essentially, just win. And then the Chargers can clinch with a win. That's it. It's a win and you're in situation for the Chargers. So that's nice. So, yeah, in this game, of course, the betting line is 3 favoring the Chargers. And something tells me the Chargers are going to turn up in this game. I'm going to go with the LA Chargers to pull off the dub. And I believe they're going to – this would be the sweep of the Raiders? Yeah. This would be them sweeping the Raiders. Wow, that's crazy. And should be a good game. But I'm going to go Chargers to pull it off. And, of course, calling this game will be the usual Sunday night crew. So, fun. But yeah, with that being said, guys, that is going to wrap it up for that. It's been a fun time doing these, and I'll be back next week for the playoff picks. But just a quick recap of the games on my picks. Kansas City, Dallas, Green Bay, Indy, Washington, Bears, Titans, Steelers, Browns, Niners, Bucks, Cardinals, Patriots, Saints, Bills, Chargers. Kind of funny how I went with majority away teams, but that's just the way it is. So hope you guys enjoyed. I'm Crazy Dog at 99. Let's go. What's up, Mason? I've been waiting this whole time for your take on this game. Yeah, I think it'll be a great game, but I gotta go with the Chargers. It's just the way it is. So with that being said, I'm Crazy Dog at 99. I'll see you for my next Cavs stream. I might be doing some NFL playoff games though. That'll be fun. But with that being said, I'm head on out of here. Have a great night. I'm Crazy Dog. Let's go Browns. And I'm out. And all those records that are in front of them, they will have a chance to break them.